Go back to that same no and keep working towards you get a yes. I mean, they say no today, tomorrow they might say yes. It might take 10 times before they say yes, and it's okay. You just keep pushing.
Exactly. Exactly. There literally is nothing that is stopping you from doing the things that you want to do.
Thank y'all for joining the Twincast. It's the podcast where business and faith are our foundation, and a good laugh is always on the house. We're identical twin sisters navigating the real estate world one deal at a time. The Twincast starts now. All right, welcome back to the Twincast. We're Nicole and Cherie, and your host of the Twincast, where we keep it real about faith, real estate, and leveling up. Nicole, let's go. Okay, so today we're excited to sit with Mia Hibbert. She is the owner of the Atlanta Wild team. She coaches a group of extraordinary athletes that exemplify excellence, resilience, and hard work on a daily basis. Mia, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm super excited for this. I feel extremely underdressed.
And I would love to be in a t-shirt myself, to be honest. TBH, I'm always the blue jeans and t-shirt kind of girl. And me, it's easy for me to throw on a dress. I'm trying to reel people in as as I get out there. They're like, "You're always wearing a dress." I'm like, "Dude, because it takes like 10 minutes to put on a dress." And I've convinced her. Mia, it's so true. Literally, I just pulled this thing off the hanger today and walked out in 10 minutes now. That's for me a thing because usually it takes me about 45 minutes to find an outfit. So let's warm up to the dresses.
Okay, I'll attempt
Think
just
about
for
it. I don't, I don't know. I don't know
really
if I
not.
believe her right now. I don't believe it, but okay, Mia. I appreciate you entertaining us. I love it.
You're
Listen,
welcome. I'm here for that.
I'm so excited because Mia, I've known Mia for, I don't know, like 8 years or so, and she's coached me for a short amount of time because she's like a whole nother, like, this is just no, she's a whole nother level as she is the owner of Atlanta Wild. And tell us a little bit about the people that you coach. It's called the Grid League, and you guys do some extraordinary things, and we want to know more about it.
So, grid as a sport, first of all, it's a team sport and it's co-ed. So you very rarely see team sports that involve male and female players, which is very, very cool. That is one of the things that grid sort of stands out with. There are 10 teams in the Grid League. We just added two new teams this season, so that's something that's very exciting. The Atlanta Wild were the first team, I believe, and I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong,
Mhm.
but the Atlanta Wild is the first team within the United Grid League to really branch out of the state of Florida. So we were the Florida Grid League before, turned into the United Grid League. Atlanta Wild was the first team technically based outside of the state of Florida. But before that, players were coming in from all over the US to play for various teams within the league. And our team was kind of formed by Dan Jackson. Sheree, I don't know if you remember him, but he was at the old gym with us a long time ago when he and his wife were stationed here. So that's how RJ met him. And back in the day, RJ's my husband, FYI.
Mhm, mhm.
Back in the day when RJ was first starting out with Dan, Dan was really trying to get RJ to try out for the NPGL, which was basically like the pro grid league. And that was a branch off of CrossFit. So we're all familiar with CrossFit here for the most part.
Ooh, that's
Um,
tough.
I think when people look at Grid League, they assume or they just associate it with CrossFit, but just like a much faster paced version of it. Because you do see a lot of movements that you see in CrossFit in Grid, but then you see a lot of other stuff too. You might see like some strongman movements, gymnastics movements, things like that. Suicide sprints, things like that. So I wouldn't say that grid is for one very specific type of athlete, even though it is, if that makes sense. Like if you're playing grid, you kind of have to be a certain level of,
Mhm.
just say crazy.
That understatement. That's an
Yeah,
understatement. I mean, like a
yeah,
certain level, like you have to be a certain level in all aspects because
yeah.
you guys are top performers. You are
Mhm.
not just somebody that's okay with being mediocre. The people
Right.
that you put on your team,
Exactly.
are just extraordinary people. So we want to know more about those people that you select to put on your team. What kind of mindset do they have? Daily disciplines, things like that.
Crazy.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, crazy is an actual answer. Because I think you have to be crazy for the people that are on your team in order to get out onto the floor and really give them your very, very best effort. But really what I look for, or what we look for collectively as like an owner and coaching team. So it's John Chen and I are both co-owners of the team, and then our coaching team is Dan Jackson and then RJ Hibbert, my husband, who also is playing this year. But collectively, what we look for, aside from skill, right? So, skill is something that is very important, but also your coachability, your ability to play well with others. But we also look for leadership skills because it can't just be the owners and the coaches that are really motivating the players. It has to be one of their peers who is giving them that level of like, let's go get this thing when we're out on the floor or when they're out on the floor. So this season, that was really one of the main things that I was looking for when we were going through the recruiting process, right? Like, are you able to play well with others? Um, are you a bit unserious too? I've unofficially labeled us the most unserious team in the league because after our athlete camp, which we had back at the end of April, I think it was the last weekend of April, very beginning of May, I have never seen a team vibe like this before. Like everyone just immediately got along so well. And I will be very honest when I say this. Past seasons, I have generally sort of like kept my own space. Not because I don't play well with others, but like I do try to protect my peace. And, running a team is very stressful, in all aspects, right? Like not just in sports, but just like running and leading a group of grown adults, right? Like that is a very hard job. It actually is like raising children.
Exactly.
But this is the first season where I genuinely have just enjoyed being around people more often than I have before. And maybe that's me growing as a team owner, or as a person. I don't know. I mean, Sheree, you know me. I've always been like the super like grumpy, mean person who like doesn't want to be around
Yeah.
anybody.
I don't know that side of Mia. I don't know that side.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm growing. I don't know. I'm
No,
evolving.
You know,
Um,
told Nicole that. I was like, Mia's different. And I think all CrossFit coaches are kind of put into a category where they're a little bit, if you're not a part of the CrossFit world, you think, man, they're a butthole. Like you think that, and then it's like, no, wait, just like get in under peel the onion off, peel the layers off, and then they
Right.
find out that she really does want the best for you. She really wants to coach you and make you the best version of you. And she just, you just got to
it's
accept it.
tough love.
You tough love. I get
Lots
it.
of tough love. That is for sure. And I definitely have a couple of players who can attest to that. While I am not one of their actual coaches, right? Like for Grid, I'm not the one who's writing lineups. I'm not the one who's reviewing their videos, right? Like that's what Dan and RJ are there for. But I very much have taken on the job of like team mom for the most part. Making sure everyone is getting to places when they're supposed to be there, making sure that people are able to responsibly book their travel. I've got a couple of funny stories about that we can share offline. But also definitely dishing out the tough love too, right? Like we've got a new player on the team this season. His name is Gavin. Everyone knows about Gavin. He's made such a huge, like he's made a splash in the league. But coming onto the team, everyone was literally like, what is wrong with this kid? Like he is psychotic, but he is an absolute monster out on the grid. And, he just needs a couple of like He just needs a little bit of like touching up, smoothing those edges out, and he's going to be phenomenal. But he's also very young. He comes from a very small town. He has not really experienced like the world, so to say. So there's definitely a lot of phone calls between he and I where, I mean, we're to the point now where I'm like, just move to Texas. I will mold you into a wonderful human being.
Love that. Mhm. Okay, so let me ask you a question here. Being a business owner, woman business owner, and in this industry, have you had anything that's come up as far as adversities? Has it been hard, or have you just has it been easy?
I think, well, now we're going to step outside of grid, right? Like if we're going to talk about being a female business owner,
Yeah.
um, it is hard, always, always, always. Stepping into arenas where women probably historically have not been involved in, that is always something that's very difficult, especially in the sports space. Um, that's not something that has ever happened with grid, and I think that because it is a co-ed sport, like that's literally not a thing. But it is something that I've seen in the CrossFit space. It is something that I've seen in the weightlifting world. It is something that I've seen in the nutrition coaching space too, right? These are just, I mean, they're not new arenas for us, but like they are new arenas for us. So there's always going to be like maybe that little voice in the back of my head that's like, is something going wrong because something's actually going wrong, or are things going wrong because of who I am,
Mm.
right? Like, not only am I a woman in these various arenas, but I'm also a minority, right? I'm half Filipino. I don't look like I'm half white, but I am, but maybe you guys experience that too. Or maybe you have experienced something like that in the past. But at the end of the day, it's not a thing, right? Like you just push forward, you keep doing you, and like you understand that the people that are gravitating towards you are gravitating towards you for a reason.
I love that.
And really, that's really the only way that you can think about it, right? And if they're not, then that's also a reason. So,
Mindset, I think that's something that we discuss often on our show is mindset. It matters. And kind of getting outside of your element and understanding changing is growing. And it's okay if it doesn't all mesh well. There's a reason why, and learning to overcome those things.
mhm.
Yeah, you have to. And you said that multiple times about it doesn't really matter if somebody's not agreeing with you or you have to push through the hard. You just go through it. Who cares? It's more of a reason to fight because you are a woman business owner. You are setting a standard for the next generation to step into their calling as a business owner and not just say, well, I'm a woman. I can't do it. It's hard. I don't want to do it. I can't do it. Heck no. We're just gonna get out there and do it. We're
Yeah,
gonna
girl, do it.
I
Do
mean,
whatever you want.
yeah, what's the worst they can say is no. Well, on to the next person. And sometimes I was talking or thinking about this morning. Me and Shuri are navigating through the Future Foundations, our group organization, and educating young adults. And we've got no's here and there, but go back to that same no and keep working towards you get a yes. I mean, they say no today, tomorrow they might say yes. It might take 10 times before they say yes, and it's okay. You just keep pushing.
Exactly. Exactly. There literally is nothing that is stopping you from doing the things that you want to do. Oh my gosh, that is a conversation that I had with one of the players yesterday.
Well, I bet Gavin and that's probably the group that
It
we're
was with Gavin.
how'd I know? Because the younger generation, we are molding them, and I love that you said that he's coachable because if you're coachable, gosh, the years that you'll shave off of just not having to go through as many hard things if you just listen to somebody with a little bit more wisdom,
Experience.
wiser experience, and
Hmm.
that changes. It could change your life. So I'm excited for Gavin that he's taking the coaching, the mentorship, right, that you're offering him.
Oh, absolutely. And that honestly was one of the things that sort of drew us to him when we did our initial, I'll call it an interview with him. He is just very open to everything. And I think that that is a characteristic amongst 100% of our team this season, being open to criticism,
Mm.
being open to changing the lineup at the last minute. Um, Being open to asking questions, right? Like you're putting me here, tell me why, or you're taking me out of something, tell me why, without getting your feelings hurt, right? Like understanding that we truly are doing what is best for the team as a whole, but also for them as players too, right? Like grit is not a sustainable way to train. The season is short for a reason. You truly do put in 110% every time you compete. And that is very, very hard on the body. So, asking our players to give that of themselves to the team is a huge ask. Um, and so, like I was saying, a big goal for us this season is just taking care of them too, right? Like making sure that there isn't one person who's doing too much or taking on too much for the team, right? Like you may be the best at this, but we need to save you for something else, or we just need to save you in general. And that's one thing that in the past we've gotten a little bit of kickback on, but this season is not even a thing. Like I literally have no complaints. It's so great.
You have the right team, aces in places, and we say that all the time in our industry. We want to have the right people at the right place, and your team matters. In your sport here, fast paced, just like real estate, fast paced. People want answers; they want them quickly. But if you have the right team, they understand. Hey, I got to pick up, this ball, and I got to get it to this next place. I got to do whatever I got to do for the team. It's not just an individual sport. It's the whole team wins. If I win, it doesn't matter. I want the whole team to win. And so, um, if you have a team that understands that, no telling where you guys are going to go.
And they do. I think that they've looked at examples from the past just within the league, right? Because in grid, there's so many standout players, right? Where if you look at them individually, you're like, oh, they're amazing. And a lot of people have been a part of grid before and moved on to bigger and better things for themselves, which is amazing. We've got a couple of players who played for us before who have become elite CrossFit coaches, bodybuilders, right? Like they've moved on to different sports. They've become moms, they've started focusing on their families, right? Like that is still a huge step up from being on the team or being a part of the league. And I just think that that's super awesome. We've lost a bunch of players. One player was out. He was supposed to play for us this season, and then he ended up breaking his foot like maybe 3 weeks before athlete camp started. And so that definitely took him out for the rest of the season, but he still very much is like on the sidelines, cheering for everybody, cheering for people that he's never met before, giving feedback on performance videos. And I think that really shows, like the connection that all of the players have had just from being a part of the Wild.
Well, speaking of team,
Oh.
you have a very important person on your team who is your husband, RJ. How is that coaching and him being a team player? How's that working out?
Okay, so just understand that RJ and I have lines that we do not cross with each other. And coaching is one of those things. Um, I do ask questions. I do offer feedback, but at the end of the day, I trust his decisions. When it comes to that, I trust Dan's decisions. After a little bit of conversation, we genuinely do work really, really well. However, I will say, so RJ played for the Wild for like 4 or 5 seasons, and then last year he was like, "Oh, I'm retired." Okay, buddy.
RJ thought.
Um, but he ended up filling in as an assistant coach for the last 2 matches of the season last year, and I think. I may be speaking incorrectly. I don't know, but I think that it maybe put a little bug in his ear. The plan was for him to come back this season as a coach only because Dan is very much our data guy, right? And I can say this about Dan because he recognizes this about himself. He is not a great people manager. Okay.
Fair.
Dan not being a great people manager and recognizing that about himself has been astronomical for the Wild. because now the players have RJ, who has the experience of being a player on the grid, right? Who also has the experience of working with Dan for such a long time. And he really understands like that communication aspect that has to happen between a coach and the players. But then there was a little conversation that we had, and he was like, I think I'm going to play. And
Mm.
I didn't force it. I was just waiting for it to happen, just dropping little hints here and there. And we finally he signed the paperwork.
Work.
And we surprised the team at camp. And the reaction was amazing. I wish that I had filmed it. But him signing to come back this season also brought back one of our strongest guys on the team too, Pat Long, who played for the Wild when RJ was also playing for them before, who also took a couple of seasons off, and then decided to come back too. So having the two of them back together on the same team is a bit of a boys. That's all I'll say.
Boys. Well, you said two things that I like. I said I like that you mentioned that Dan recognized that he was not in the right place, right? He had
Absolutely.
he had a skill, but
Yeah.
he wasn't in the right place. So he recognized that he moved into the position that fit him best, right? And then the team took off, right? Like it was a big deal. So that I liked. And then RJ, if you guys know RJ, he like for him to be out of it, like he was fooling. I don't know what he was doing. I can't even believe it, like he's an incredible athlete, great coach. I mean, all the things. So I'm sure being on the sidelines it was probably needed because he's competed. He's, been an athlete for so long. So he probably needed some time off, right? Like
Of
take,
course.
take a sabbatical, take some time off. And that was great that he probably recognized that. And now he's coming back probably 100 times better. I mean, if that's a thing. But I'm sure he's coming back better and stronger just for that, time, that year off or what have you. Probably
Yeah.
something for him for sure.
Yeah. So he did not play in our first match. He strained his pec like right before, but the plan wasn't for him to play in the first match anyway. And obviously, selfishly, I would have loved it if he did. But he is going to be playing in the next one that we have coming up in 2-ish weeks. So we're competing in Lakeland, Florida on June 20th. He is going to be in that one. I'm excited. I'm super, super excited. Me saying it like this right now does not
Mm.
explain how excited I am to see him back on the. It has been for the 5 seasons that he played, it was literally my favorite thing every year. I looked forward to it. I love watching RG compete. I think he's a phenomenal athlete
Aw.
just because he's my husband.
I mean, you got to give him credit. You got
Yeah.
to give
That's
him.
where
Where teamwork comes in. So, I mean, to be excited for your husband and to see him grow, and just you being on his team, I'm sure that means the world to him as well. Um,
I
let
hope so. It better be.
it better be. Let me transition and ask you. You and your team have had so many triumphs and victories, but through the process, I'm sure there has been some things, some letdowns or some disappointments in your career. How has that looked, and what did you do to overcome them?
Oof. Okay. So if you look back so let's only look at the Wild from when I became owner, which was 2024, the 2024 season. My first year as owner, John came on as owner about halfway through the season. When I first met John, we actually just got along really, really well. And he initially was going to play. Then we decided that he would be a really amazing assistant coach for Dan. John is so helpful on the sidelines. I mean, Dan and RJ have admitted like we need John with us. And John, he likes to joke that he's like, I'm just there to hold the clipboard. No, like he is so, so valuable. John's background is in professional sports. So he just like he knows where to be when you need to be there. He knows what needs to be done, substitutions, all those things. He's phenomenal. So John came on about midway through the season in 2024. We actually won the championships that year. We had an amazing team. And then after that, a lot of people retired. A lot of people decided to pursue their individual athlete careers, which was awesome. And then 2025, we just had a brand new team, basically. So the thing with grid is like you can practice all day, but you truly don't know what it's like until you physically are out on that grid floor in a match. Like you do not know how chaotic it is. You don't know how loud it is. There's so much happening around you. There's so much yelling. I lose my voice every time we compete from just screaming. I track a workout on my watch because I want to see what my heart rate is doing while I'm watching these guys compete. Um, so 2025 was rough. And a lot of people say that it's like a 3-year process, right? Like year one sucks, year two is better, and then year three is really when you kind of have your, I almost cussed, when you kind of have your stuff together.
Not you.
Um, so we are going on year two now. So 2025 was rough, coming off of 2024. We won the championships in 2024, lost every single match in 2025. 2026 season opener, we lost that one, but it was such a close match. Um, and probably one of the better matches that we've played. But when you look back on it, like we really did kind of just beat ourselves just from making like small mistakes, right? Like things that shouldn't have happened. And that's okay, right? Like the players are still like they came off of that match so motivated for the next one, like just ready to kick some booty on June 20th. But, you know, there were a lot of changes. You develop relationships with people that have been on the team with you before, and then they leave, and you're like, ugh, like, I'm sad, I'm sad to see my friends leave. I'm sad to see them leave as a player. Like, is it weird? We've got a couple of players that we love who have gone on to other teams, and it's like, you're always questioning it. Like, is it something that I did? Like, did we do something wrong? Even though they truly are just making the decisions that are best for them, right? And you have to be okay with that. It doesn't change your friendship. It doesn't change anything really. Hopefully not. Maybe for me, I don't know. Maybe not for them. I don't know. But you just have to continue building and asking everyone to do your best, and you still have to make changes every single time. Um, you really just have to be okay with like going with the flow of how things are happening, and just constantly thinking like end goal is just to have the best team possible. But that really is striving for perfection, and we all know that perfection is something is very, very hard to achieve. So you just have to keep building and keep that sort of mindset.
That's almost everything that, as far as real estate, we're working every day for excellence. And the goal is to get them to the finish line of purchasing a home. But we experience bumps in the road, but our mindset and resilience, and we're saying, okay, well, this changed, we made a mistake here. This didn't go the way we planned, but hey, end goal is we're trying to get to the championship. and
Yeah.
that's and that's
Exactly.
home. So
Yeah. You have to be adaptable, and you have to be willing to like put in the really, really hard work to overcome, right, those shortcomings and just be better next time and be better next time and be better next time. Yeah, we won the championships in 2024, but we still wanted to be better, right? Like there were things that we could have done better to get there, and that's okay.
yeah, fall forward. You
Right.
make a mistake, but you learn from it. And that's what we're trying to teach this next generation is like, though you fall, even though you make a mistake, if you
Mhm.
learn something, that's the most important part because the next time you'll be better. And you're going to do that a million times when you're a business owner, when you're
Yep.
an entrepreneur, when you are a leader, when you're going to make a million mistakes. But just getting back up makes you different because most of the time it gets hard and people leave and people don't they flush their dream down the toilet because it got hard. And I'm like, what? I'm like, you just got to keep going. So as a business owner, I'm sure you're telling yourself that every day. Are there some daily disciplines that you have? Like, I get up at this time, or is there certain things that you do to keep yourself motivated in this business?
Always. Um, I think that my clients, right, like people that I coach, they are always going to be my biggest motivation because I cannot tell them to do things that I am not also asking of myself, right? So setting a good example daily is always my goal. Now, do I achieve that goal every day? Probably not, right? Because like let's be realistic, life happens, things happen. I'm not a perfect person. I don't want to be a perfect person, and I don't want my clients to be perfect people either, because perfection is something that is so hard to ask of yourself every day, right? It's something that we talk a lot about in CrossFit too, Cherie, right? Like consistency
Right.
is going to be the way to get yourself where you want to be. In nutrition coaching, we talk a lot about the 80-20 rule, right? Where you're 80% disciplined, 20% fun. That is how that is the best way for you to live while also working towards that perfection goal, right? Um, Now, if you're asking me about specific things that I do, I can't tell you that because every day is different. Some days I wake up and I'm like, heck yeah, let's do this. Other days I wake up and I'm like, bleh.
Okay, so you are human. And that's what I think, as an owner, somebody striving to get to a certain place, you have to give yourself some grace and you have to say, I'm exactly what you said. I'm not perfect, but I have a goal in mind and I'm going to strive towards that and I'm going to do things that get me to that place. Eventually, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be the next day, but I'm going to put in the work to get there eventually. And I think that's the important part. It's just one day at a time. Giving
It's all the small things that are going to add up to the one big thing that you're looking for, right? It's not going to be the one big thing all at once. Like that's literally not how it happens.
Yeah, that's impossible. You don't get to the top of the mountain with one step. You take a million of them and you get to the
Exactly.
top. So
Exactly.
you can give yourself that grace and you can say, listen, I maybe miss the gym. I mean, because I'm pretty hard as business owners, we're all very hard on ourselves, And so when we don't do the things that we know we should do, I mean, nobody probably beats us up worse than ourselves.
Exactly.
Getting, we don't cut ourselves no slack, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Um, I know
Not at
Mia
all.
would cut me no slack, so I'm sure she's not cutting those guys not much Or slack, but
Mm.
yeah,
herself. Yeah, she's not cutting herself any slack.
no,
I
no,
don't cut you any slack, Shuri.
I know, and that's why
Nicole, you're next.
she's the next
I
one.
know, I know it's coming. I'm thinking, okay, so I'm an endurance athlete running a half marathon, and the goal is to do a full marathon now. But me and Sheree talk about often, coaching is essential. We think that it's important, and
Yeah,
so I know I need a coach to get me to that full marathon, and so that's my next mission at hand. But for yourself, your 18-year-old self, what would you tell yourself, 18 years old, what would you tell yourself, knowing what you know now? Don't party as much. What is it?
don't worry as much.
Don't party as much.
Oh, don't
Oh.
party. I was like, don't worry much. I knew that didn't sound right. Didn't have the right ring to it. Don't party as much. I'm glad you said that. That, you know,
No, I think actually it would be step outside of your box.
okay.
Yeah, step outside of your box, experience new things, learn how to be open-minded. Don't just do uh, within limits,
Mhm,
don't just do the things that are expected of you,
mhm,
right? Like learn about yourself.
mhm.
That I think that is probably the most important thing for younger people. Learn about yourself, but like really, really learn about yourself. Live alone, eat alone, do all these things by yourself. Learn to rely on yourself, right? Like you become the strongest version of you before you start something with anyone else or before you start anything else.
That's good advice.
Figure yourself out.
Mhm,
Be okay with being alone. Yeah, be
mhm,
okay with it.
mhm.
Yeah. Enjoy your company.
Enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a thing. I mean, some people can't even go to a restaurant by themselves and eat alone. I can go to the movies by myself. I can eat alone, but you have to be okay with your own company, with your own thoughts, all the time. You can, I mean, definitely have to be okay with it. If you can enjoy your own company, someone else can enjoy it too, but you have to at least be able to sit with yourself by yourself.
But then that way you also know that like you with your own company is you.
Hmm.
You don't have to constantly be changing it for anyone else, right? Like you are you. And when someone else comes along, they get you. They don't get 10 different versions
Hmm.
because you don't know which version is you. Figure yourself out.
Figure yourself out. We talked to a coach saying that he said the same thing. He's like, I wish I could tell the younger generation is just know yourself, find out what you like, what you're, um, just what makes you happy. And if you can find that out, then you can help other people be,
Yep.
do whatever it is in life, And so I like that you said that. So
Go
good.
see the world, experience new things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say you miss opportunities you don't take by saying no. If someone says, "Hey, do you want to go over here?" Now, I'm not talking about careless and not having some reasoning behind it. But if someone invites you somewhere and it's, "Oh, well, let's go to Puerto Rico or let's go down the street," why say no? Just go out and have a good time. You miss those opportunities if you don't. You don't never know who you're going to meet, who you're going to run into, or who life you can add value to by having the conversation and being out. So I
I
have a
grew
few.
up overseas. So, meeting people who have literally never left the town that they grew up in, I'm like,
Right.
what
You
are we
tilt your head.
doing?
What?
What are we doing?
What is going
Come
on?
on, let's go.
Pack your bag. We're leaving now.
We're leaving.
Gavin,
We're
you're coming
leaving.
to Texas right now. Gavin.
Oh, no, actually.
See, I know. You have questions. You want to
Yes.
do some
Okay, Mia, surprise, Mia. Now we know you're extraordinary and all the things. And so, but we want to make sure you're human. So here's a few questions. Oh,
Coffee or
okay.
energy drink? Coffee or energy drink?
Oh, coffee in the morning, energy drink in the afternoon,
Okay. Morning workout or evening?
evening.
Hmm. Let's see. What's your favorite cheat meal? The 20%, not the 80, the 20%.
I love a good pizza, but it had the crust matters. The
Mm.
crust matters. Um, I love French fries.
Oh, me too.
Um, but this might surprise you. One of my favorite meals is have you been to Mosaic Grill in Belton?
Yes.
Okay, my absolute favorite meal is the mosaic salad with chicken shawarma on top. And then I order a side of French fries and I mix it in the salad.
Wow. That did surprise me. Shock and all.
Coke Zero on the side. It's
Oh,
the
a Coke
perfect
Zero. I
meal.
love that. Of course, a Coke Zero. Of makes perfect.
It
Course.
is my
Have a
perfect
balance.
meal, my favorite. I'm also a sucker for bread. Don't just bread and like good salty butter. I can't.
That's
Uncontrollable.
everything. What are you talking about? We all fall for the
Relatable.
bread. Every freaking woman out here. Okay, so we're not giving you the bread, but the French fries and the mosaic salad mixed together. Okay, that's creative. We're gonna
Oh,
try.
it's so good. You need to try it. We'll go next time.
Okay, next, what is your most used app?
Snapchat, unfortunately,
Not Snapchat.
because RJ refuses to contact me any other way.
What?
He
Now,
won't call, he won't text, he only Snapchats me.
Nicole has to think about people that use Snapchat.
Sneaky links there.
She says there's something going on. So RJ, since it's your husband, we're gonna allow it. But Nicole's
At least the sneaky link is my husband and also my best friend Haley and I. We only Snapchat each other. She actually, if I call her or if I text her, immediately her reaction is, "What's wrong?"
that is so cool. Okay, that is different because I would have never expected. What's your dream vacation?
Anywhere where the water is clear.
Mm, me, me too.
Yeah.
And
But not necessarily a tropical island. My favorite beaches actually are in Croatia.
okay, well, you're in Croatia, so I'm like, that's far enough. I have no idea. Like,
Also, the food there is phenomenal, so like you literally can't go wrong.
who would know? I mean, I don't know what this is. What kind of food do they have in Croatia? Jesus, see, this is a whole different podcast.
You must have
We'll
said
have you on
no.
the next one
Yeah.
for vacation podcast. Yeah. Okay. Is missed opportunity there. Um, let's see, no. Book. I love the book reading situation. What is your most favorite book?
Most favorite book,
Hmm.
like of all time or currently?
All time.
Memoirs of a Geisha.
Okay. I haven't heard of it, but this is something to look into. And
You'll probably cry.
I don't so I have to Sheree, there's no funny books. There's
No
you there's no funny books. You're
several, of course there is, of all genres. They're all fun. Yes. Okay. Anyways, Mia, we end our show with one question and real estate mortgages, that's what we do. So we have to ask you at your home, if the walls could talk, what would they say? Why are you crazy? No. JK. Funny enough, my walls actually do talk because we live in a duplex and we have a neighbor.
Mm,
And I would love to be able to install some sound panels. But I
okay.
understand the question. Okay, so this is what my walls would say. Or maybe this is what they would hear. A lot of grid conversations, a lot of discussions about why I'm not allowed to adopt more animals,
mm.
um, why I am making a salted honey iced coffee latte every day for no reason.
Every day.
Um, and a lot of screaming about sports.
Uh,
We're a big NFL house, so when the NFL is in season, there's a lot of yelling about that. Um, and I think a lot of other stuff that shall not be spoken about.
we got to keep it G. I told you that. Keep it
We're
G.
keeping it G.
Well, your balls had a lot to say. I know for sure they're probably saying, "Go Atlanta Wild." Yeah, they got to
Really.
say that. They're definitely saying that. Well, we loved having you on our show, and we thank you for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Go ahead. All right. Well, if you love today's episode, like, share, and subscribe. And if you'd like to be on the show, send us a DM. And until next time, keep dreaming big, planning smart, and remember, with the right team, you'll hold the keys.